Named after Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's penis, The Elephant Man by David Lynch is one of the closest films ever to being truly perfect.
I'm not impressed. I've been around the world, I'm not impressed.
I watched this movie in January, and I still think about it sometimes, like when I was watching The Fabelmans and I saw David Lynch, and I thought to myself, man, I wish I was watching The Elephant Man. Easily one of the best films I watched this year. A lesser-known film I watched was Love, Liza with Philip Seymour Hoffman, directed by Todd Luizzo. I found it weirdly charming, like in a very depressing way, kind of like a crying child. Very melancholic, but I think one of the best performances I've seen in my life. It made me want to huff gas more than I already want to. Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes is a Japanese film about this cafe owner who realizes that his TVs can communicate with each other, but only 2 minutes in advance. With a concept like this, you would think that this film can easily go on for about 20 minutes or so, and there is no way that this makes it to feature length. But it does. Easily. And I wish it was longer. No comment. It's so much fun. The camera never cuts. It's just the characters interacting and then freaking out about this crazy thing that's going on. I love the ending. It just makes me smile thinking about it. It is so much fun. I love watching fun movies, and this movie is one of the most fun movies I've ever seen. If only they spoke English. My Dinner with Andre lived up to the hype and became one of my favorite films of all time. Who knew everyone's friend group idea of a podcast would make such a great film? Please don't get any ideas, Chyler. That's like a mix between Chad and Tyler. No.
Goes on for years. That's completely unpredictable.
Monster had another great performance that does not really get talked about enough from Charlize Theron. This movie is pretty fucked up and very sad at times. It does a great job of projecting this quote-unquote monster, only to reveal more and more layers about her as the film goes on. An American Werewolf in London also lived up to the hype and is another film I would consider being very close to being perfect. Its pacing, its acting, and its effects, everything works perfectly. I loved it, and so will you, and if you don't, it's not the film's fault, it's your fault. The Killing by Stanley Kubrick is one of his lesser-known films coming out in the age of dinosaurs and in black and white, so I had to grit my teeth and try to keep my phone off my face. While attempting this, I realized that it is one of the most intelligently written, carefully produced films I've watched in a long time. He is a master of his craft, and he is the only filmmaker to ever beat out funny cats on TikTok. From the man with the easiest last name to make fun of, Jim Cummings, comes The Beta Test. It follows Jim Cummings as he tries to get off, as one would say in a not so savory way. It's funny and well put together and very relatable. A whole plot line follows how much he wants to get his face sat on, like wow, same. It's crazy to think that I watched Titane only a year ago. I love this movie. It changed me forever. One of the best films of the last decade, not even the last year. Do yourself a favor and watch it. Preferably not with your parents. They will hate it. Beware of car sex scenes. They are frequent, as in cars having sex. It's frequent. Cowboy Bebop is an absolute comfort show to me. The classic animation, the great character work, the fun setting, and the overall vibe just all come together to make me feel all warm inside. It's amazing, and it has one of the best openings since The Muppet Show. If only they spoke English. Rosemary's Baby was a film I was unsure of going into. It turned into one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It gives me the same vibe as when you're a kid and a waiter is right behind you watching you eat, but you can't turn around quick enough to see him, and everyone's laughing at you, and then your pants just fall down. Just me? No. I wish the director wasn't a predator, but still, it's dope. Good movie. Devilman Crybaby. Fuck me. Jesus Christ. Maybe my guilty pleasure anime? I've seen it twice now, and I think it might be one of the craziest shows of all time. It does not hold back. It has a breakneck pace, and it ends with one of the most horrific things to ever happen. The music is amazing. The rapping by the characters is insanely good. The plot and the wild design of these creatures, as well as just the way that they run, sends shivers through my spines. That's right. I have 2 spines. Plural, baby. It is fucking crazy. Scarred me for life with that ending. Oh my god. Go watch it. My favorite scene is when Jim Cummings all over his own ceiling. I just wish they spoke English. The Killing of Two Lovers is some unknown little indie movie that genuinely had me invested. It turned out to be a soft-spoken, short, but beautiful film with a lot going for it. I also just really love the name, The Killing of Two Lovers. The name is so great. No spoilers though. The Piano Teacher by the one and only Michelle Haneke blew me away. One of the best performances I've ever seen. It's fucked up and it's depraved and it's slow and it's calculated, all in the best ways. If you're into film at all, this should definitely be on your list. It was way more bonkers than I ever thought it was going to be, but in a similar way to Monster, it paints the protagonist not as this monster, but as a hurt person who doesn't know how to heal. You know, I also had a piano teacher growing up, but unfortunately she didn't have the same kinks. Also, I was 8 years old. Spirited Away and My Neighbor Totoro is everything I ever wanted from them and more. They both have amazing animation, great character design, amazing music, memorable art, fun sequences, and a lesson learned at the end. Goddamn, they are fantastic. Anything Ghibli is worth watching, and I think we all know that. I just wish they spoke English. fuck. It's just a joke. Okay. Garden State from the mind of Zach Braff is another very cozy movie, and although it has some cliches here and there, I thought it was more than enjoyable. It gets me excited for his new movie with Florence Pugh because it helped me realize that this guy actually had some talent at some point, like 30 years ago. How the fuck did he pull Florence Pugh though? Like what? He's so weird looking. And in this movie, he even pulls Natalie Portman. This guy got some secret sauce, man, or what? Men isn't the best movie I watched all year, but it is the one I will remember the most. It was fucking gross and weird and off-putting the whole time. It was like having a kissing contest with your cousin. But the sound design was incredible and the cinematography was perfect. Strange film. Go watch it, you whores. Named after Obama himself, The Worst Person in the World might be my favorite film from last year. That actually came out last year. It is life-changing. I love the characters so much. It is so sad, yet it makes you self-reflect while watching it. It does a great job of putting you in these characters' shoes without diluting the characters at all. It is beautiful and stunning and has one of my favorite sequences of film ever in it. It's so good. Maniac is a crazy movie made by a crazy man who was in The Godfather, and it is one of the most disturbing films I've ever watched. It felt snuffy at points, and fuck me, it was really crazy. It was really good though, definitely a first date type of movie. Named after any bully that runs into me, Dead and Buried is pure insanity. It's just a little film kind of like The Wicker Man, and I just had a blast watching it. So many talented people worked on it, like Stan Winston. It just made the whole film for me. I always put off watching City of God, as the little kid who shoots people was a very scary image to me. And after finally watching it, I was correct. That kid is fucking scary. This film is life-changing though. It might be a top 10 of all time for me. It is so good. The acting is out of this world. The cinematography perfectly matches the tone and the pace of this film. The characters are well-defined and likable. Even the psychos are likable. The city itself feels real and you feel like you're in it. The editing is off the fucking wall and it just never slows down. Even when it does slow down, it's still so entertaining that it never feels like it's slowed down. It is so good. Go watch it. If there's any film on this list that you should watch after this, it is this one. It is so good. Followed by every other movie on this list. Just watch them all, please. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is also as good as everyone says it is, maybe even better. Talk about a comfort film that is cute and hilarious and very, very emotional. Another one that might be in my top 10 of all time. It just means so much to me on a personal level. It's weird how a little guy can just do so much. Maybe have a little more faith in the little guys. Huh, women.
Make the noise.
Am I right? Maybe give them a spin. Nope is good. Monkey. Spectacle. Daytime shooting, but it's at nighttime. Need I say more? Synecdoche, New York, Charlie Kaufman's experimental masterpiece. Is it safe to call it that? It is a dryly humorous film with so much existentialism that'll make your head spin like a top on a turntable on the planet Jupiter. Jupiter spins fast. Nothing really makes sense as long as you keep going into it, but for some reason, you just continue to go with it. This film is super rewarding and explores a ton of themes and darker topics while also subverting your expectations at every turn. It is wild and a lot of fun, and it just flies by. Go watch it. On the count of 3, I have a video on it, but it's one of my favorite films from 2021. A great script with a great direction and great chemistry between the actors. Go watch my video on it for more. In fact, go watch all of my videos. I was on Cyberpunk before anyone else. The night it dropped, I was just browsing Netflix and I said, hey, that looks kind of cool. It's based off the game or whatever. I'll try it out. It turned out to be one of my favorite animes of all time. I love the concept, the design, the characters, the places it wasn't afraid to go, how easily main characters just randomly die. Spoilers, but his mom dies in maybe one of the most least climactic ways ever. He just gets a call that says, hey yo, she's dead as fuck. And I think that's just a great way to show that this world is not fair. You don't get a chance. You just have to live through it. And David is a perfect character to show this through. And I cannot wait to rewatch it. It's awesome. And the music, holy fuck, the music is so good. Netflix can make some banger anime. I just wish they spoke English. Barbarian, it's good. It's very good, in fact. A lot of fun. And as you know, I like fun movies. Zach Cregger is one of my personal heroes. I was a huge Whitest Kids You Know fan growing up, and I watched so many of their skits on repeat. It is ridiculous. I would just go around my house screaming, now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. You have fucked up now. You know? So to see him make an original horror movie, which is so unlike every other horror movie in the genre today, is just wild to me. Now he does have me fucked up. It's crazy. Thank you. That's all. Please go watch it. He's awesome. Big fan. Great movie. Assassination Classroom is so fucking good. It's an anime about a class that has to kill the teacher to save the world. He's a super fast octopus though, so it's like kind of hard, you know? I don't know if I could even kill a normal octopus, let alone a super fast one. But it is so funny and charming, and the characters are so memorable. I just love the art style so much. The bad guy is really unnerving, the way he just wants to fuck up kids so much. Kind of relatable, actually. Please go watch it. It is truly hilarious and so much fun. Plus, it's weirdly inspiring. There's also a lot of good advice used in the show. Dahmer, it was really good. I was really into it. A lot of people wrote it off as like this gore porn or some sensationalist type of garbage, but I thought it was actually very well put together. I think making a show like this is really difficult, and I think it genuinely could have been horrible, and I think they did the best they possibly could. It helps that they got one of the best performances all year in their show too, but yeah, definitely worth a watch. Gerard Carmichael is scheduled to host the Golden Globes tonight, actually, the day I'm recording this, so when this comes out, just know that he already did host the Golden Globes, but I loved On the Count of Three, which he directed, so I decided to watch his stand-up specials. His newest one, Rathaniel, directed by Bo Burnham, by the way, was super touching and intimate with him going through actual change and growth on screen. You can really tell that this was a big deal for him, but he never gets too preachy. He finds the edge of too preachy and then immediately tells a joke that suddenly is hilarious. I respect him so much. He is another guy who I wish I was deep inside of me. Shout out to him. Go watch his stand-up if you haven't seen it. It's very unique, but it's still very funny. Bones Hyland and all is very good. It made me want to puke sometimes, just the way the characters like easily pull flesh off with their teeth, but I really like the relationship formed, as well as the bad guy who seems like such a creeper the whole time. The beginning is fucking insanity, and I love the way this film started. The end is very sad, but the most important part is towards the end, and is really what makes this film special. It's just a conversation between two characters, and it just hits, man. It just fucking hits, okay? It really does. The Double, I just did a video on it. Go watch it, please. Please watch my video on it. Please watch it. This film is fucking awesome. It's so good. And finally, Samurai Champloo became one of my favorite animes. The music is unbelievable. The action is calculated. I love the three main characters. A few episodes I thought were very close to perfection. I just can't get over how good the music is in this show. I can sell the show on two aspects of it. It has amazing action and amazing music. Please go watch it. If only they spoke English. Just kidding, obviously. I watch all of these animes subbed, not dubbed. Don't you worry about it. But Happy New Year's, everyone. Please have a great New Year. I know this is late getting out. It's going to be like mid-January. There's that Curb Your Enthusiasm thing where he's like, it's not really Happy New Year after 3 weeks, you know? I can't wait to see what this year brings us. It's going to be really stressful for me. I'm still in college. I still have a job. I'm actually in my master's program now at school, so we'll see how that goes. Thanks again for all the support this last year. This was my best year ever. Like, not even close. Like, by so much. It's kind of ridiculous. But, yeah, man, I just appreciate everything. But yeah, man, thank you. Just thank you so much for watching all my stupid shit and subscribing and stuff and commenting. I specifically love all your comments. Please keep doing that. They make my day, really do. But yeah, Happy New Year. Have a good one. Let me know if you want me to do a worst list like this. It'll be a lot shorter because I didn't watch too many horrible things this year on purpose. But, yeah. Thank you.